have you heard about the Philippines' current issues?
Yes, Karen. Actually, I was scrolling through an online platform where I saw Mindanao being separated in the Philippines and gender inequality where women doesn't have an equal rights with men.
Wait, what are these guys talking about?
Oh, we're talking about
This caricature.
and this caricature.
The gender stereotypes in our society. Gender inequality is a pervasive issue that continues to affect societies around the world. It refers to the unequal treatment or perceptions of individuals based on their gender, usually favoring one gender over the other, while progress has been made in terms of legalization and policies aimed to promoting inequality between men and women. These disparities still exist in various aspects of society, including the workplace, education, and access to resources. Research has shown that women are often paid less than men for the same work, are underrepresented in leadership positions, and are more likely to experience poverty and barriers to education. In order to address these challenges and promote a more equitable society, it is essential to understand the root causes of gender inequality and work towards creating a more inclusive and diverse world for all individuals.
This caricature shows that a man can only be defeated by a woman with the help of other women. So gender equality requires equal enjoyment by women and men of social valued goods, opportunities, resources, and rewards. Where gender inequality exists, it is generally women who are excluded or disadvantaged in relation to decision making and access to economic and social resources.
This caricature shows how we women fight for gender equality because we seek to dismantle the barriers and inequalities that have historically disadvantaged us based on our gender. We advocate for gender equality to ensure that we can have equal opportunities, rights, and representation in all aspects of life, including education, employment, politics, and social interactions. We fight against discrimination, stereotypes, and biases that limit our potential and perpetuate gender-based injustices.
This caricature is about the gender equality, and it refers to the equal treatment and opportunity for people of all gender. This caricature shows about that until today, there are some cases that there is still discrimination, especially when finding jobs. Some companies that hire specific genders in that jobs. So in this caricature, the gender equality is not being implemented until this time.
So, this caricature, as a student, explains that it is important to recognize that gender equality is a fundamental for a fair and just society. Women should have equal rights and opportunities as men in all aspects of life. Supporting gender equality benefits everyone and a well-diverse society.
As you can see in our caricature, it shows what gender inequality looks like. We can all agree that women has more power than men nowadays. Women is more heard nowadays. But for me, gender equality means fairness for men and women. Fairness for all access in this world for men and women, especially to the resources, opportunities, and most of all, the support system that we gave. We must have an equal support to men and women because gender equality means benefit for everyone by creating a just and inclusive society for people of all gender.
Gender inequality has been a persistent issue throughout history, with women consistently facing disadvantages and discrimination in various aspects of life. This gender gap is evident in areas such as education, employment, opportunities, and political representation. One of the most significant manifestations of gender inequality is seen in education. Historically, women were denied access to education, limiting their opportunities for personal growth and professional development. Although progress has been made over the years, disparities still exist in many parts of the world. Girls are still less likely to receive an education compared to boys due to cultural norms or economic constraints.
Gender equality is a state of equal ease of access to resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participation and decision-making, and the state of valuing different behaviors, aspirations, and needs equally regardless of gender. Go. Gender stereotyping in media refers to the portrayal of gender roles and expectation in various forms of media, such as television shows, movies, advertisement, and even social media platforms. This can lead of the perpetuation of outdated and limiting beliefs about what is considered appropriate or acceptable for men and women. Gender stereotyping in media refers to the portrayal of gender roles and expectation in various forms of media, such as television shows, movies, advertisement, and even social media platforms. This can lead to the perpetuations of outdated and limiting beliefs about what is considered appropriate or acceptable for men and women.
Gender stereotypes are preconceived notions about the rules, behaviors, and traits that society expects from individuals based on their gender. For example, thinking that men should be tough and dominant, while women should be nurturing and submissive. These stereotypes can influence how people are portrayed in media and treated in society, leading to unfair expectations and limited opportunities for every individual. Promoting equality involves challenging to ensure that everyone has the same rights, opportunities, and recognition of traditional gender expectations.
Addressing gender inequality requires a multifaceted approach that involves education, policy changes, and societal shifts in attitude towards gender. It is essential to challenge traditional gender norms and create a more inclusive and equitable society where individuals are valued and respected regardless of their gender. In conclusion, gender inequality is a pervasive issue that hinders progress and perpetuates harmful stereotypes and biases. It is essential to address this issue head-on through education, policy changes, and societal shifts in attitude towards gender. By working together to dismantle gender inequality, we can create a more equitable, inclusive society for individuals.
Meanwhile,
This caricature talks about the separation Philippines between Mindanao. The Philippines, an archipelago in Southeast Asia, is a diverse country with 7,000 islands. One of the largest islands in the country is Mindanao, which is located in the southern part of the archipelago. Mindanao is known for a rich cultural heritage, beautiful landscapes, and vibrant communities. However, the island has also been marred by conflict and tensions between various groups, leading to calls for separation from the rest of the Philippines. The separation of Mindanao from the Philippines has been a contentious issue for decades. The roots of this conflict can be traced back to the Spanish colonizations of the Philippines in the 16th century. As the Spanish colonizers extended their rule over Mindanao, they encountered fierce resistance from the indigenous Muslim population, known as the Moros. This resistance continued even after the Philippines gained independence from Spain in 1898, and later from the United States in 1946. The Moros, who are predominantly Muslim, have long felt marginalized and discriminated against by the predominantly Christian government in Manila. They have demanded greater autonomy and self-governance for Mindanao, citing historical injustice and disparities in development and resources. The conflict between the Moros and the government has led to violence, displacement, and human rights abuses, creating a cycle of mistrust and animosity. The separations between the Philippines and Mindanao is a complex and sensitive issue that has plagued the region for decades. Mindanao, the second largest island in the Philippines, how long had a relationship between the central government in Manila, leading to calls for greater autonomy or even outright independence. One of the main sources of tensions between Mindanao is the organization's neglect of the region by the central government. Mindanao is more to a large Muslim populations. In many Rwandans feel that they have been disenfranchised and discriminated against by the predominantly and Christians government in Manila. This has led to a sense of preoccupation in elements among many Mindanaoans who feels that they have been left behind in terms of economic development and political representations. So that is the introduction of our topic.
This caricature is about the issue of Mindanao separation from the Philippines and is deeply intertwined with the struggle for self-determination and the decades-long conflict between the Philippine government and various separatist groups, such as the Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF and the Moro National Liberation Front or MNLF. These groups have at times called for independence or greater autonomy for Mindanao and other parts of Philippines.
From the latest political statement of former Philippine President Rodrigo Rua Duterte, he is pushing towards the separation of Mindanao to the Philippines as a country. This issue is a big question that many Filipinos are asking themselves. Mindanao is the second largest island in the Philippines and about 25% of population. It is also rich in natural resources such as minerals, agriculture, and fisheries.
Former Philippine President Rodrigo Rua Duterte has recently voiced support for the separation of Mindanao as a country to the Philippines. Particularly, Mindanao, the second largest island in the Philippines, harbors significant natural resources with enduring issues such as arms conflict, poverty, and underdevelopment. Duterte, a Mindanao native, advocates for the separation, citing historical grievances and cultural disparities, alleging political neglect and exploitation by the central government in Manila. However, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. opposed the notion, stating that it contradicted the Constitution and his obligation as president to uphold it. Marcos firmly rejected the idea of Mindanao succession, emphasizing his commitment to preserving the unity of the nation under the constitutional framework.
We Filipinos seek for equality that the government can give us, especially when it comes to calamities. Most of them prioritize Luzon and Visayas. Even the people in there criticize us, the people in the Mindanao. That's why it's yes for me to separate the Mindanao from the Philippines.
This caricature, it talks about how Rodrigo wants to separate Mindanao to the Philippines. This is a very controversial issue that triggers the Filipinos' insights. Some says that they want to separate Mindanao to the Philippines and some were not. It is impossible to separate Mindanao to the Philippines since it might create conflicts and the independence that the Filipino fought will become useless.
This caricature shows the separation of Mindanao from the Philippines. This issue stated that the people of Mindanao only wanted to be treated equally by the other parts of the Philippines. So, former President Rodrigo R. Duterte wanted to grant the wish of the people of Mindanao.
In this caricature, it talks about the issue of the Philippines separating Mindanao. We know it's just a meme, but it should take a very careful consideration of the historical, political, and cultural context of the region, examining the potential consequences, both negative and positive. Such separation is crucial in forming a well-informed opinion.
15 minutes later.
And my name is Angel H. Marina from Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Section D. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aliani Mercado.
Hello everyone, my name is Esa Plaza
21 years old, from Section D.
I am Camille M. Ronquillo from BSN 1.
My name is Kate Michelle Pinimurada.
Hi everyone, my name is Princess Janine F. Poller from BSN 1D.
I am Girl MP Pagularan, 18 years old, from BSN 1D.
And I'm Giselle Kingoho, 21 years old from BSN 1D.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackie Ramos and I am 19 years old from BS1D.
And I am Lawrence K. Pagaran, 18 years old, BSN 1D, and that's all our video presentation in reading Philippine history. Thank you.
End of flashback.